Hi everybody, so I want to jump on here real quick because I had a couple clients who wanted me to make a video and how I do beach waves. So my hair is longer, like yes, the couple clients I've cut recently are like more of like a bob, like messy bob. So this is going to be great for them. You can do this for short or long hair. I'm just going to show you my process in hopes that it helps you. So honestly, I keep the products, and everyone's different, depends on your hair type as well, but I just started off with my hair when my hair was wet. I used a drop of my Monat Oil. Any oil's fine, just something that's a heat protectant, and actually I love this because it's actually penetrating the cuticle versus just sitting on top of the hair. So I start with this, and I also finish with this depending on how my hair feels at the end. And then my favorite thing is honestly dry shampoo and hairspray for this. So I'm just gonna take some dry shampoo because after you wash your hair, it's pretty soft, you know, and I want some grit to it, hence the messy kind of texture. So I always start with like a mohawk section, okay, because I really want my body and volume to be here. I just washed my hair, so you can literally use dry shampoo right when you come out of the shower. Like I use it to almost prevent the oils like before they come, and I love that method because it's giving me that before my hair is actually dirty. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit. This is the Verb one. I bounce back and forth between so many dry shampoos, it's ridiculous. This one's the Verb one, and it is tinted. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna drop each little section, make it a subsection, and just kind of do this. This gives my hair body and volume, especially like I said, I haven't had highlights in a long time. I always just kind of like rub that in. And then what I want to do is I usually use a ponytail, but I have a clip down here because I'm in my other space, and I'm going to section this up. So I'm just going to, and again, it's messy, like it's not supposed to be perfect, okay? So I'm using this curling iron. I think it's like an inch and a half at least. You want to use a bigger one usually for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the bottom. I'm going to take my curling iron. I'm going to curl away from my face when I'm around my face area. Curl away from my face. Bring it up. You see how I have the tail ends out? You want to leave those out. Touch it. You want to kind of pulse it, okay? And you want to leave those ends out. And you want to drop it down, okay? You can also, when the curl comes out, you can always hold the curl. So then I'm going to rotate. Since I'm not on my last section yet, if I'm below, I can alternate. I can go away from my face, towards my face. When I get to the top, you'll see I'm always, like the first 2 or 3 sections, I'm going to always curl away from my face. But I'm just going to pulse this, and the ends are still out. Kind of pulse it down like that, okay? I'm keeping them like this until the very end so they cool and set like this. So that's how you want it. You can always like grab them like this, let them cool for a second, and then drop them down so the weight doesn't pull them down. Because what shapes the hair is heat and water, so it like reshapes it. So if like, for example, when you wash your hair, it obviously washes out whatever style you had in it, and then you have to restyle it. Heat obviously does the same thing. The main thing is cool. When you cool something down, let it to set in the position you want it to stay in, that's what locks the style in. So, for example, when your hair is straight, right, it was wet, so you started fresh, it was wet, you dried it, you straightened it, that's what it finished at. But when you go outside and then all of a sudden the rain comes, the water is going to reset your hair and take out everything you've done. Does that make sense? But we want to ensure that when you cool something, like it's really big for blowouts, but like for this especially, you want to let them cool in the tightest form. So when you go to brush them out, or when you go out in the humidity, you go anywhere, it's going to fall and it's just going to happen on its own. So the tighter, the better to start. And then at the very end, we will brush them all out either with your fingers or with a brush, okay? So again, I'm literally watching in the phone, so it's kind of tricky. Leaving the ends out, okay? Just pulsing like this, leaving the ends out, and dropping them, okay? And like if you have little straight pieces, you can grab them. Again, it's gonna look really cool because you don't have to be so concerned about that stuff. Never leaving the curling iron on for too long on one spot, okay? Then you can also use a flat iron for this. I like to use a curling iron. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold my curl up, take my hairspray, okay? And I'm holding it up like that because I'm setting it in the position I want it to have. Some body, some volume, lifting the curls so the weight is not flattening them. So now I'm just gonna take my next section, again, leaving the section below still tight. If your hair is very, very straight, you can always spray a little bit beforehand. Like you can spray some hairspray on to prep the next section if you need a little bit more. So again, taking this part, I start the curling iron here in the center and I start twisting until I get to the bottom, okay? I'm pulsing it, okay? So I'm not leaving it on any one area of the hair for a long time. Again, this is away from my face. And I'm not starting, because again, I want it to be flat at my root, and I want it to be straight at my ends. So that's why I'm starting in the center like this. Okay, I'm just twisting up, pulsing again, pulsing, pulling down. And like I said, if you need to, depending on your hair type, if you need to hold them, awesome. If not, you can just let them set. So now I'm gonna take this, and I kind of do them every which way, because what happens is when you do them reverse of each other, it lets them set on top of each other, and it gives you more body and volume. So I do one away, one towards, one away, one towards. Okay, I'm leaving them like that. Taking my other section. Always around my face, turning away. Even at the bottom section, I usually just turn away once, and then I alternate. But when I get around my face, the top layer, like I said before, I'm going to do like 2 or 3 sections away from my face first. Pulsing, pulsing, leaving those ends straight. And then I'm going to do the same. Normally in a video, I would be able to fast forward this stuff, but can't do that. That is a very loud movie on in the background. Okay, and then see the ends are still out, and I'm pulling it down. That's kind of key to this too, is making sure those ends stay straight and stay out. It gives just a different look to the curl. I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna hold this up, because you wanna hold up and spray so it doesn't drop. It's kind of a nice way of holding it. I'll show you up top too what I do. So I'm just keep coming. I usually like to keep a mohawk section at the end, like my top that's gonna overlay everything. I like to keep this to the very end, kind of coming back here, because this is what's gonna fall over everything. So I like to kind of back comb this a little bit too. Give a little body and volume. So now I'm just gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna curl away. I'm taking a section. Again, I'm not being super precise with my sections either, just because I want it to be piecey. I want it to be messy. I don't want it to look formal. And see, I'm keeping those ends out like that, okay? Every curl looks different. And that's what I love about this look, is because as you're out, if it falls or one looks looser than another, it doesn't need to be uniform. Okay, so that's why this style is for a lot of my clients who I just did a lot of haircuts on, that requested me to do like a little tutorial so they could see how to do like beachy waves on shorter hair, because it's a great way to wear your hair, because some pieces are going to be straight, some are going to be curly, and it just looks intentional. Like it's just a really quick, different style, you know, especially if you wear your hair straight all the time. It's just a fun way to change it up. So back here, I'm going to roll it up like I would a normal curl, but you see how I keep those ends in? I'm constantly wiggling the toggle here, okay? So I'm constantly wiggling the toggle like that to keep it so it's not sitting on a piece of my hair for longer than it needs to be, and it's also not going to leave me any crimp marks. So taking on this side, starting my curl. I'm not used to my hair being this long. Starting it there, bringing it down. See, I kept it tight there, so it's still going to keeping my ends out, keep twitching down here, and pull it out. I should have done this in front of an actual mirror instead of just my phone, but you know, I'm professional, so. Okay, then you tap, tap, pull out. Again, not staying on any piece for too long. And then I like to, like I said, hold my hair up, curl up, give a couple sprays. Hi, Marissa. I love another tip too that I saw Marissa give out on her. She did a live like this on Instagram, kind of with the same idea and wave style and things like that. She shows how to, like, you roll it and then you let it set, and that's and like you can even spray it with some hairspray, and that's a great tip if your hair is really straight, or if you want it to last even longer or give you second day curls. That's another quick little added bonus. So I just get my part to where I want it, and what I typically do is I take that mohawk section again before I curl it, just because I'm going to be separating the curl. Do a little back combing action, especially at this flat part of my head right here. And then I like to just kind of like brush it out a little bit. And this is a boar bristle brush, which is really nice because it adds shine, it controls frizz. If you have lots of little baby hairs or postpartum hair, take a brush like this or a toothbrush, spray it with some hairspray. I ran out of my Monat hairspray, I'm so bad. And then comb it down like that. It'll take away any flyaways you have and not make it look crunchy. So now, since this is the last layer, I'm going to take my curling iron again. I'm going to take my piece around my face here. I'm going to be turning away, turning away, turning away. Again, leaving it tight until the very end. So I took a bigger section, then I took a smaller section, leave the ends out. And as you go too, you'll probably want to recurl some sections, and as like after we brush it out, you'll want to see some spots that are like maybe too straight or maybe they're not the right way that you want them, and you can just redo them, but at least you have that base to build off of, which helps. Look in the other mirror. Taking a bigger section. Again, I'm still, the whole time I've been rolling away, and as I get to the back here, I'll start to do them either which way. But for now, let's start back here. I'm gonna curl up. Go like this, pull it down. So again, this is just kind of, you can just kind of tailor this to however you want. If you want more body, then you just do some more teasing. If you want a tighter curl, you can use a smaller barrel curling iron if you want. Sometimes like I'll braid my hair at night and sleep on it, and then I'll take a smaller curling iron and I'll just wrap it like I would use a wand. And I create some really more, still messy and like beachy, but almost looks like I would have curly hair, not so wavy. Okay, and then my last section, I always kind of, these bang parts always fun. I'm just gonna kind of pulse it through. I always do this one a little bit lighter. Okay, so now, it is hot in here. Okay, so I'm gonna take my fingers, hold up. And hairspray is a great setting spray for your face, so just let it happen. Don't use it on purpose, but if it falls on your face, it's not the end of the world. It's actually gonna do you some good. Okay, I'm gonna hold it up. Looks crazy right now. Then I just like to hold it up, spray these little guys. I love my Monat Oil. Like I said, I'm gonna do a tiny little drop because I already prepped my hair with it. Rub it all in my hands. A little goes a long way. I just kind of like to finish the ends here. And now, since I have it on my hands, it's gonna be controlling my frizz and adding shine as I kind of separate it. I like to use my fingers. You can use a brush. A wet brush is awesome. A boar bristle brush is great. Something kind of like a comb, a pick kind of like idea is great too. You can kind of brush it out. And see, this always happens to me on this side. Like my head is so flat right here, so I always end up taking this section that always kind of gets flatter, and I back comb just a tiny bit, but then I curl up higher. So like sometimes I have to overcompensate on some sides than others because I have my parts further over and it kind of looks okay over here. But I kind of give myself a little bit more body and volume over here because after I'm done, it just looks too flat in my opinion. So, like I said, you can touch things up like that afterwards and it's like super easy. And let that curl cool for just a sec. But so this is just kind of like, and you know, the shorter your hair, like kind of, it gets super sassy, but you can kind of just see the body, you know, the texture, the movement now in my hair, and it's like piecey. So I've got some straight pieces, some curly pieces. It just gives your hair it's a quick little style. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope my clients who have been requesting this find this helpful. If you have any questions about products, if you have any questions about tips and tricks or curling irons or anything like that, just send me a message and I would love to help. But I wanted to show you in person, live, how to do it because I can't come to all your houses and do it. So this is the way to get in there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you're having a great day. It's almost the weekend. Woohoo. So anyway, I'm excited. I will see you guys next time. Bye.